So I want you to imagine someone earning well, top tier income. They have a stable job. In fact, they're making really some sick money, but yet they keep borrowing constantly, incessantly. Almost like, dude, are you addicted to borrowing? On credit cards, from family and friends, not once, not occasionally, incessantly, consistently. They're always borrowing from a friend, from another friend, from family, from anyone who's willing to help. Oh, can I have $50 over there? Can I have $1,000 over here? At some point, you're just like, dude, do you have an income problem? Or what's the problem? Why are you always borrowing? Is there something else going on? Is there something that you want to have a conversation about? Because at this point, everyone is running away from you. They don't know when they're going to get hit with the can I? This pattern shows up over and over again in personal finance. And I know a lot of people assume that it's math. A lot of people assume that, well, you know what? If I just earn more money, like if I just made a little bit more money, maybe my financial stress would just dissipate and it would disappear. Maybe if I just gained more and I did more. But in many cases, the problem isn't just how much is coming in. In some cases, you might need to up your income. We understand that. But sometimes the problem is what is happening with what the money with the money when it arrives. What is happening? What exactly are you using your money for? But before we jump in, if you're new here, my name is Desire. Welcome. Take a seat. We would love to have you. I'm a Harvard-trained ex-Wall Street professional helping real people take control of their money. I love to talk about personal finance, and I love to talk about how we all can build wealth and keep it for the long haul. Because why not? Why shouldn't we? Other people are doing it. We could too. Exactly. So let's jump in. Now let's walk through a scenario, a real scenario. Let's figure out what happens with when someone takes on, say, the equivalent of $45,000 to start a business. I know you're probably like, what is that? But yes, it did happen. And then you borrow another 15K from a friend because you needed to do, a couple of things. And now you're sitting at 60K actual debt outside of credit card. And your monthly income is roughly around $3,000. It sounds bizarre, but no, there's a justifiable reason why your 45K was really important because you wanted to do this business and you knew you were going to succeed at this business. And so you needed to buy equipment and yada, yada, yada. And then this 15K, it made sense because, your parent needed something and you needed to do something. And all of a sudden you're in all kinds of debt and you're just like, on $3,000, how are you going to pay it off? No, it sounds like this doesn't make sense, Desire. This is fiction. I wish it were. I really wish it were. Yes, $3,000, okay? You still have rent due monthly. You still have to support your household, whatever that looks like. You also have a child. Yeah, a child that needs to be supported. And so when rent comes up, you act like you're surprised, like you're shocked. It's the first of the month. Yeah, the first was always going to come. And so you borrow another $2,000 and then all of a sudden you're borrowing 5K. You're stacking that borrowing. You're stacking it. And it's not that you didn't know. You're stacking the money as if it's some price, but you know better. I know it's not you. Like, come on now. It can't be you. You know better than that. But it does feel unbelievable. However, it is a current life situation. So let's take it pretty seriously. Now let's take a step back and look at the structure. This is not a one-time emergency. It's not like this just happened to me and I just got caught off guard. You don't actually have a system, or at least if you had a system, well, it doesn't work. You don't have a working system. And we're just gonna cut it for what it is, not because we're judging them, but the truth of the matter is if you owe somebody 60 or if you owe people $60,000 and you're making $3,000 a month, even if you pause your entire life, it would take nearly 2 years to break even, to pay off all that money. And that means you're not catering to your own life. That means that you're not, catering to food, to water, to rent, transportation, real life, and all your other obligations as a human being. Is that even plausible? So if you're doing all of that, then how long would it take you to pay off 60K? So the real issue here is not your income. It's your allocation because $3,000 is not a lot of money, but it's also not nothing. Why and how did we get into 60K debt, excluding credit cards in the first place. Okay. That is where we need to, that's where the rubber really meets the road. That's what we need to unpack. Now, having an allocation problem means that your money is being assigned to one too many things. You're so much, doing so much with your money in the wrong proportion, of course, because you think your money is more than it really is, and at the wrong time all the time, or at least most of the time. You're doing so much with your money in the wrong proportion all the time, and or at least most of the time. Does it sound familiar? Does it sound like maybe you're putting too much on your money? Okay, let's break it down. In this case, your money is going to a business. Fantastic. But when is the business going to start yielding? Did you put that in your plan? Maybe your money is going into lifestyle. Your money is going into, oble, oble. Maybe your money is going into obligations. But all of that is way much more than your income can actually support. All the things that you're thinking about, your obligations, your lifestyle, this business, is way more than you're in over your head. So we're not just talking about money. We're talking about you overcommitting your income, you overcommitting yourself, you just getting into situations that you cannot handle, or at least you're not prepared to handle right now. And here's the part that a lot of people miss. An allocation problem doesn't always look irresponsible. It doesn't always look like you're being reckless. It doesn't always look like you're trying to make decisions. You're trying to make bad decisions. Sometimes it looks like ambition. Hey, I want to do this and I want to build this business, or generosity, especially with all the best intention. You still absolutely have to have your appropriate boundaries. Come on. It also doesn't look like you're trying to do everything at once. Like everybody's sticking into so much, like sticking your hand into so much at the same time. But the truth of the matter is that the math does not lie. Come on, like the math is the math is the math. But money isn't all about math, it's also psychology. So this obviously doesn't always happen in extreme cases. It's not always like this like crazy thing that I just explained. Sometimes it shows up in your everyday life. Just the life that we live. It just it just so happens that your decisions are a little bit more than your income. Now let's take an example for instance, a household, you're earning about 200 to 200K to 250K, which is fantastic. Double household income. But your rent is knocking on $4,000 to $5,000. You have multiple children. Each one is about $3,000 a month for daycare. You haven't factored in lifestyle. You haven't factored in extracurricular like travel. So on paper, you're very strong. You're very like 200K to 50K. That's really good. But in reality, do you have any breathing room? Do you have any money for stability? Do you have any money for optionality? Probably not. So you're strong on paper, but you're not so much in real life. Now, another example, let's say someone takes on debt. You have a lot of debt, but you still will host your events, will throw your parties, will need to maintain appearance. I've heard someone say they stepped down from a GLE to a GLA. My husband knows a lot about all these GLs. I don't really know much, but they're both Benzes, and apparently GLA is smaller than GLE. I sound very ignorant right now, but I was just like, how is that even a step down? Hi, please, what is step what? You are joking. And this is someone who was marred in debt. Like they had a lot of debt, but they stepped down. Okay. And you do all of these things when you're still borrowing money behind the scenes because nobody can see you, right? So you're still maintaining appearances and all the optics, but you're taking money from people behind the scenes. So from outside, it looks like you're fine. I'm good. Everything looks good. Everything looks polished from the outside. But on the inside, you are rotten. You are collapsing. Your system is literally shaking and collapsing. And we never ever air our dirty laundry. So we never talk about these things. We never talk about how it's eating us up on the inside. But that's why we're here, right? Just so we can talk about, we can tell each other the truth. This is not just about math. Like I said, it's psychology, it's behavioral. It's how you feel about your money and what you think your money should be doing for you, whether or not your money has the capacity to do that. So let's talk about the first thing. You're optimistic, overly optimistic. People assume that their income will increase and their businesses will work out, and this future money that they're already expending on present decisions will be okay. Things will net out. Things will figure itself out. The second thing is social pressure. You're thinking, my wedding has to be little. No, that birthday, I did birthday for my first child. I have to do it for my second child. No, come on now. Come on. What do you mean? No, that event, oh, it has to be, I'm turning 40. Come on, we have to turn up. No, it's my 50th. Stop. Like, this is not the time. Like, what if I'm not here tomorrow? I need to celebrate today. And should you? Yes. What? Should you also do it in the way that is responsible for you? In a way that your money can actually support? Probably, yeah. Don't let your desired lifestyle then dictate the life that you are living, because when spending becomes your identity, then you have nothing else to live on. But that's not logic. It's just the, the desires that you have, and desires in your head does not support real life spending. So let's talk about number three. Your thinking is very fragmented. Each decision that you're making them in isolation. So it's just this $5,000 from here. It's just this one expense. Oh, I'm just buying this one Birkin. I'm just doing this one thing. I'm just taking this one trip. But when you take a step back and you actually ask yourself, how does this whole thing look together when put together? This entire thing that I'm doing, what if I put it together? Does it actually make sense? Is it adding up? Can I easily support this? Because individually, yeah, the decisions feel like it's manageable. You would isolate the decisions and, you justify it. But collectively, it then become very, very unsustainable. And that's where I want you to just take a step back and just think about your life holistically. Does my life fit all together in one place? Does it fit? Because the biggest danger of an allocation problem is not the debt itself. It's not that you are actually owing, which you are. It's the instability that comes with it. It's just so that it just is unstable. Like, you're just so unstable. Your life is just so unstable. You lose flexibility. You don't have any margin. You can't even absorb any shock. If anything happens to you, your back is against the wall. And why live like that? Every new expense is a problem. Something happened to you, you are literally under so much pressure. Every obligation becomes that much more pressure. But why? Why? Why don't you just want to chill with what you have? Because eventually, you are not just making financial decisions anymore, which, that's what the root of the matter is. You then begin to react. You then begin to escalate. Whether you want to or not, it will naturally begin to get there. When you don't fix little issues, you begin to escalate. Now let's talk about how to fix it. Fixing an allocation problem is not about earning more. Yes, you can earn more, but if you don't fix the actual structure, then even earning more will just perpetuate what we already have. So you have to try and fix the structure. And how do you fix the structure? Of course, I like my steps, so let's go. Step one, you want to face the full picture. Where am I? How much damage have I done? List everything: your total income, your total obligation, your total debt. Not estimates, not rounding up, not guesstimates. Every single thing to the last cent. What is it? How much is coming in? How much do I owe? Step two, prioritize survival. I know I'm not here to castigate you. You need to figure out, how do I even survive? Prioritize survival before any lifestyle upgrade, any discretionary spending, any business expansion. Because at the end of the day, you do need a place to live. You do need food to eat. You do need to be stable. You do need to get around. You actually need to live. You need to live, okay? And then step three, you need to stop saying yes. No more adding new commitments. Do not add any new debt, no new obligations, no new commitment, because your system as is cannot breathe. Your current system is suffocating. And if you don't take care of the situation, it might all just go with the wind. So step four, you need to right size your life. And this is the hardest part, because right sizing your life, you have to tame your desires. Like, every single thing needs to be reduced, whether that's your living situation, some things will need to be paused too, and some things will just have to go. And so this takes a lot of mental discipline, a lot of coming to Jesus, a lot of just like getting humble and getting real. Because if you cannot maintain the lifestyle that you're living, then you need to fix it. That's not your income, that's not an income problem. But if your income cannot structurally support the life that you're living, what do we do? What do you do? you have to fix it. Some of the things will go, some of the things will naturally be reduced, some of the things maybe will be put on pause. And so if your income feels like it's never enough, maybe it's because you are trying to get your income to carry way too much. And maybe you might think that you're earning too little, but whatever you're earning should actually dictate how you're living your life. If your income never feels like it's enough, then you need to take a step back. It may not be because you're earning too little. That could be the case, but in many cases, it may be because the income that you have, the money that you have coming in is trying to do way too much than it can actually structurally support. And so you need to put your life, cut your cord according to the piece of cotton that you have. Not every financial problem is solved by earning more. Making more money, earning more money, that's great. But some financial situations are solved by making fewer, sharper, better decisions. Figuring out this is where I am right now. I know I have this incredible idea of what my life should be, but this is where I am right now. What do I do with where I am? This is how much I earn right now. How do I put that money to best use? Not because I don't desire for more, but until I get the more, this is where I am. And so what I'm earning right now should structurally support the life that I'm living right now. When I get a little bit more, maybe I could do a little bit more. But until then, it just is what it is. At the end of the day, it's not really about it's not solely about how much you earn. It's about how much you're asking your income to support. It's about how much you're asking your income and your life to carry. Ambitious, exciting, I understand. However, deal with the numbers for today. Deal with the reality that you have today. And if you love content like this, well, we would love for you to subscribe. We would love for you to join the family. There's room for you. And I want to hear, how have you handled boundaries, this situation? Or how have you just managed your life such that it fits your income, at least your current income? Have you done anything creative? Have you done anything drastic? Have you done anything that nobody was here that I want you to put just, a little bit of a tip of the iceberg. Just put that in the comment down below. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear how you handled your life. I'm sure you've done a number of good things that institute to the community. And of course, I would love for you guys to turn on the notification bell so that when next we drop a video, which will be every week, you'll be the first to know about it. I want you to brag about this channel. Tell your friends about it. Tell them to subscribe. I love and appreciate every single one of you that watches these videos. It really encourages me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And until the next one, I will see you then.